Hi, good afternoon from a chilly Pennsylvania town. I just wanted to show off my new home theater. I'm going to be panning around the room to start. I put in an 11-channel Atmos theater. We got 3 Goldenear and Visa SPSs behind the screen. I'm going to pan up to 4 Goldenear and Visa 600s. In the back, the rear surrounds are the Goldenear and Visa 525s. And then for the surrounds are the Goldenear and Visa MPXs. For the sub, I just went with 1 Goldenear Force Field 5. I plan on putting a second one over in the other corner later on, but that one will do for now. All the wire was run, obviously behind the wall, up into the ceiling along this way, and then back into the corner behind that Murphy door to where all the components are. I'll show you there in a minute. I went very cheap with the wire. All the Amazon standard wire was there, the HDMI, the network wire, and the speaker wire. I purchased all of it through Amazon. Let's go back to the closet. So in the rack, put the light on here. In the rack, I have at the top an Emotiva XPA2. It's a first generation. It's the oldest component that I have. But it does a good job. It powers the surrounds, the MPXs, and does a phenomenal job. I think it's 275 watts a channel, which is perfect for that. Below that is an XPA DR3 that pushes out 450 watts per channel, 3 channels, and that powers all the SPSs up front. And then I have the Anthem MRX 1140, the big receiver that Anthem has right now. And that powers the other 6, the 4 Atmos ceiling speakers and the 2 rear surrounds. The one component that I'll be replacing soon is the Blu-ray player. It's a Sony UBP X800M2. I just pulled this one from my living room upstairs. I'll be replacing it hopefully with a Panasonic pretty soon. I have my laptop down below for when I'm listening to Apple Music. And then in the rack there, I just added a drawer for all the extra HDMI cables and 3D glasses and whatnot. The racks, so the top one is an Echo Gear, and the bottom one is I don't know how to pronounce it, Vevor, V-E-V-O-R. The Echo Gear was a little too expensive for what I was looking for, but it actually did a nice job. They both have a swivel so they can turn out so I can have access to the back. And that's just a long HDMI wire that goes to my laptop whenever I'm playing music. Got a nice collection of 4K movies going. Well, let's do the furniture first. I went with, I don't know how to pronounce it, Weilinda, Weilinda. And these are the Vanguard seats. They were, I don't know, roughly $700 a piece. They're a little tight. I'm a big guy. I'm about 6'4", and my shoulders, luckily they're armrests, because if they were like a love seat, my shoulders wouldn't work for reclining. But if you get them with armrests in between, it's not a bad feel. It's very comfortable, very sturdy. You don't drop at all. You don't sink. I mean, they're nice. The trays are not that nice, I hate to say it. But the cell phone holder that you can see here is pretty decent. You can charge it through the seat and it will hold it up above. And it fits an iPhone. It's supposed to be a tablet holder, but an iPhone works really well with it. Take a seat. Next, the screen. I went with a silver ticket, the WVS version, so it has the acoustic material. That way the speakers can play through the screen. It doesn't hinder the sound. And then the projector, I went with an AWOL Vision. This is the LTV 3500 Pro. It's a very nice projector, don't get me wrong. It was a pain to set up. The Fire Stick that was included, has all the apps that you want, but the audio doesn't work real well with it. And then lastly, if you can see there, I have a little Sewell IR transmitter or blaster or whatever, so I can aim my remotes at that instead of, back at the closet where the Blu-ray player and receiver are. The nice thing about the Anthem, though, you can have a remote programmed right on your phone, and it'll do, pretty much everything that a remote does. So that's a nice feature there. The last thing I wanted to tell you about were the shades I got for my windows here. Obviously, it's pretty bright, but I purchased these U block-out shades. As you can see, one is open, one is closed. They were pretty easy to install. And you just pull it down and it completely blocks all the light out. And I went with the GE Sync light switches. They're programmed to my phone, so I have all the lights on as soon as I sit down. I go to my phone and just click them off, and it turns them off. You can dim the ceiling lights through that. I have 5 LED puck lights in the ceiling. And that's about it. If you have any questions, would love some feedback. Hopefully it's positive. One last thing I wanted to show you. I've tested a bunch of things on the projector slash, the sound. And for sound, I go with Hans Zimmer's Live in Prague. It's a really good Blu-ray, and it's processed in Dolby Atmos. And it's the best sound I've heard so far from a Blu-ray. The overall video, I would have to go with Avengers Infinity War. The whole fight scene at the end with the fast-moving scenes and the arrival of Thor with the lightning and everything does a really great job. For the purposes of Atmos, like I said, so far, Midway does a really good job with all the planes flying overhead and the Pearl Harbor scene in the beginning. And lastly, the color, I would have to give it up to Avatar. The blues and greens are just tremendous while watching the film. So like I said, if you have any suggestions about anything else I can test or see, slash hear, please leave it in the comments, and maybe a follow-up video will come soon. Take care.